Hey, bitch. It's Jamie, that's me here. Welcome back to my channel. Now let's get into Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now listen, this reunion was whack, okay? It was a whole snooze fest if you ask me. But listen, I'm trying to come to y'all with a little bit of energy because I feel like if you wasn't gonna get SHI out of the reunion, the least I could do is give y'all some energy in this review, okay? So let's just go ahead and get into it. So the first segment is about Latoya and Drew's friendship. We get to see the flashbacks of the entire season between the two ladies, and it really bothered me to see Drew down in the little box at the bottom and her doing all these just making all these facials that America did not need, and I really felt the way about that. And I'm like, why you just can't sit straight, poised as everyone else, smile, laugh a little bit? Why you couldn't do that? Like everybody else, you had to make all these facials and doing the most. Either that or maybe Drew just irritated me and she got on my motherfucking nerves, okay? It could have just been that. You know, maybe she just got on my damn nerves, okay? So I was like, ugh, her and these facials, girl, she getting on my motherfucking nerves, girl. Okay, but anywho, Andy wanted to know what was the issue, what was going on between them. Drew said, honey, you're going to have to ask her that question. You're going to have to ask her. Don't ask me because I just walked in the door. I ain't know this girl from Adam from Eve, okay, from black paint to white paint. I ain't know this. Okay, I thought we was cool. I thought we was good. So you're going to have to ask Toya that motherfucking question. Don't look this way. Look over there. Okay? Toya says it was because her wigs was trash. I said what I said. Her wigs were trash. I'm not going to take anything back. I said what it is that I said. Okay? And here go Drew talking about, so well, girl, don't worry about what it was. Let's talk about what's now, honey. Okay? And right now, the hair is laid. And I'm over there like, girl, no, ma'am, not those sideburns. What is that? Where did that come from? Excuse me? Those sideburns was too hard for me. I said, why are they not just sticking? What is happening? Are they tired? How long were you there? Did your sideburns get tired before you did? Or did your sideburns get tired before I did? Because I was already over the reunion. So at this point, your sideburns look like they just want to get up and go. Girl, what is going on? Okay? You talk about the hair look good. Here go Toya say, it does look good, honey. Thanks to me. Because you wasn't going to get it together, honey, if it was not for me. Okay? So, I mean, you look cute right now. All right? This is probably the best that you've given to us this entire season. But okay, girl. So Toya is then asked by a viewer, like, girl, why do you constantly antagonize Drew? Like, what is that about? And Toya said, girl, I don't be constantly antagonizing this lady. Like, that's not what I do. I don't even do nothing like that. And here go Toya and Porsha, girl, yes you do, girl. Tell the truth. No. Tell the truth. And I'm just like, both of y'all, shut the hell up with all this. I was like, y'all do look like twins, though. I definitely feel like Drew is a mini Porsha for sure, okay? She was just giving me a bit too much, all right? Just calm down, okay? Girl, tell the truth. Now, come on. I was like, ooh. Help them, America. So Toya goes on to say, well, listen, okay, it wasn't just, you know, the wig thing and her hair looking like a shag on her head, honey. I just want to let y'all know that it also was the fact that she tried to sit up there and say that I don't care anything about marriages. And I don't like that at all. Now, I understand that I may be getting a divorce. I also understand that I may have cheated and I may have done some things in my marriage, but that does not mean, okay, that I don't care anything about marriages, girl. What are we talking about here? I ain't like that. I did not appreciate that at all. Now, truth be told, in my opinion, I felt like Toya went after Drew because Drew was an easy target for her, in my opinion. All of the ladies were old. They've been a part of the cast. They were veterans already. But when it comes to Drew, Drew is on the same level as her. She was a new cast member. So I just think it was easier for her to come at Miss Thing. So those are my thoughts about that. But she wanted to heavily put it off on the issue that Drew said she didn't care about marriages. So obviously marriage was a trigger for Miss Toya. But okay, girl. Drew goes on to say that she didn't even know that Toya was talking about her behind her back. She said, I thought we was cool. To be honest, I didn't even know she was running her mouth like that. Porsha chimes in and said, well, no, it wasn't just the fact that she was talking about her wig, though. It was also the fact that she said that she was gonna buy a wig for her. I felt like that was rude. Again, Drew is over there like, honey, I'm not understanding why you coming after me so hard because we were cool. You know, I've been at your house when we were out in South Carolina. I sat down with you. I talked to you. You were grieving about your marriage and all this other stuff that you got going on. We bonded because we're were both mothers of 3 kids. Like, we could relate on a lot of different levels. So I thought that we were good. I didn't know that you had an issue with me about that. Now, of course, Cynthia said, I got to get in here on Wiggate, okay? Because we all have had a bad time with our wigs. Everybody on here has had a terrible time, at least their first season. So I just felt like all that stuff that Toya was talking about, girl, it was very petty. She didn't have to bring that up. Toya agreed. She said that it was petty. Kenya said, well, wait a minute, honey, because y'all not for to talk about wigs and stuff and not let me add myself into the mix, okay? Correct. I am going to add myself into the mix the same way Drew added me into the mix to begin with, and I wasn't even the one talking about her, okay? So you're damn right. I am going to add myself into this one, okay? I said what I said, and let me say what it is I'm going to say, okay? So Drew, ma'am, okay, I told Toya to go and have a conversation with her if she's feeling a way about her about anything, but then she, as in Drew, took it too far, you know, when she decides to take a screenshot of me and my half wig, put it on social media, and then she asks my company, trying to, you know, make me look bad or defame the character of my company as well as myself. Like, that was just out of character. I totally do not appreciate it. But you know what though, Drew? You know what? That was very foul of you. But I appreciate that because you brought people and money to my desk and to my pockets, and I am completely okay with that. And then Drew said, well, you know why I did it, because girl, at the end of the day, you were still over there with her laughing, kikiing it up about my motherfucking hair. And I just want you to know, every time you say something about me, girl, I'm on your ass. So what else is going on? Right. When it comes to Kenya and Toya, Kenya goes on to say that she no longer has a crush on Toya anymore. You know, that was very for a limited time only. She said it is not existing in her world at this time. She said one of the issues that she had with Miss Toya was the fact that when the girls was coming at her head in South Carolina, Miss Toya did not have her back. Toya decides to let her know, girl, I apologize. I apologize to you if I've said or done anything wrong, but I just felt like, you know, that was your battle in that moment. That wasn't mine. I had nothing to do with that. Okay, and they tried to skirt and go and scoot past that. So then the other conversation comes up about people thinking that they were actually close and actually too close. And Kenya goes on to say that she's never allowed Toya to see her naked. And then Toya said, girl, so I didn't see you naked? And Kenya said, I don't know, did you, girl? You did? When was that? Okay, she was like, so you ain't seen me no pictures or nothing like that. And then Kenya said, okay, girl, you gonna bring that up, honey? Okay. Yeah, she did see a little something, okay? But it was the cellulite that I didn't like on my body, so I was showing her that. And I'm like, Kenya, girl, keep it a book. If you really show her your assets, they're your assets, and it's okay to show if that's what you did, okay? Just own up to it, and we're going to skirt on past it. It's not going to mean a whole lot. So I do believe that Toya has indeed seen Kenya naked, or majority of her body naked. That's just what I believe. I don't know why she was skirting around it. I felt like she was being bogus with her response because she was hesitating to get the words out her motherfucking mouth. So I thought that was quite funny. But okay, Kenya. Of course, they flashed back to when Drew was on Watch What Happens Live, and she said that she felt as though they were actually with each other. She felt a deeper connection than what, you know, everybody else on the outside may have seen. She felt like they really had some things going on. And then Toya said, oh, we did? Just like you and I did, Drew? Just like you cheated on your husband with me? Okay? And then Drew said, excuse me, what are you talking about there? She said, so you're going to act like you didn't kiss me? We kissed, okay? We kissed. And then here go Drew, I don't know what she's talking about. I don't know when did this happen? Who said that? Who did that? When was that? Girl, no, that's not, But everybody else in the room is saying that that happened. So yeah, I'm going to believe it. Just like everybody else said that they heard that some noises was going on in the room with Bolo, Tanya, and Porsha. So if something went down, yeah, I'm gonna believe it. There's a lot of people saying that it happened. So then here it is, Drew, you over here trying to deny and act like it didn't happen with you. I believe that you did. I do believe that you kissed her, and now, you know, because you're great at lying, you want to sit back and be like, oh my God, no, that did not happen. And then gonna sit up there and say, well, I wish you guys had the cameras, okay, to pull that beautiful bean footage. And I'm like, BITCH, you know they don't have that, okay, because y'all the ones that covered up the cameras, so you know that they're not covering all of that. But okay then, girl, I wish they did have a flashback for her ass, though, showing and revealing that she indeed kissed Miss Toya. But okay, Drew, girl. So the next conversation is about Kenya and Toya telling Kenya's business. And of course, Kenya did not like that. But then Toya wanted to say, oh, well, I don't know the friendship amongst these ladies. You know, like 1 minute they're up, 1 minute they're down, 1 minute they're cool, 1 minute they're not. So I just don't really know what's going on. And then Kenya said, girl, don't act like you're stupid up here, because you're not. Hear what I say to you, ma'am. I have told you countless of times how these ladies have treated me. I've told you what it is, what it was, what it's gonna be, what's up, what's up. Now say it with me, okay, girl? So you are highly aware, so don't try to sit up there and act like you're silly about it, okay? Let's not. She said, listen, I didn't mind Drew knowing, because one thing about Drew, I ain't have no issue with Drew, but Drew wants an issue with me, okay? And let's be very clear, Drew is actually being groomed by Porsha anyway. Yes, she's a mini Porsha, as you can see. And Porsha said, groomed? Honey, girl, I done grown people, and I got lap dogs too. Y'all gonna have to start paying me. Y'all gonna have to start paying me for all this work I've been putting in, honey, okay? Kenya's like, save it anyway, because no one is talking to you, Porsha, okay? Back to what I was saying. It was wrong and it was rude of you, Toya, to take my information back to people that you know do not care about me, okay? Toya didn't know what to do. She tried to loop Miss Kandi in on it and say, well, Kandi, you know, you remember when you told the information to Don Juan, right? Kandi said, don't add me in that, okay? And let me go ahead and tell you, honey, it was not cool for me to do, and it ain't cool for you to do. You're not gonna use me either in this situation, trying to escape out of the heat that's on your ass, girl. No, ma'am, you're gonna sit in that. We cool, we see each other, but you're gonna sit in that. That's on you. Thank you. Of course, Marlo and Shamea came out. Shamea could have stayed where she was. She came out looking like the black version of Big Bird, and I just was not featuring it or feeling it. She's such a gorgeous woman. I would never take that away from Shamea, but that outfit and that hair straight rooster activity, and she could have left it where it was, but that's just my opinion, girl. How did you not get with your best friend, okay? You sit on her lap so much. How come you did not get with her stylist, girl, to get you together? But, okay then, girl. Anyway, now as the ladies are all out there, Andy asked the question, who is the most auntiest of all of the aunties sitting out here? And then Shamea said, I just knew she was going to say Kenya, but she didn't. She was like, Marlo. It would definitely have to be Marlo, okay? And I think it was Kandi. It was either Cynthia or Porsha that was like, I thought Marlo was an aunt, was a niece. I thought Marlo was a niece. I thought Marlo was a niece too, girl. I don't know what. Okay. Marlo said, yeah, it's really because she not liking me right now, but that's cool, honey, okay? Get into it. So Marlo stood up, showed off her body, looking good, because she did tell Andy that she had lipo. You know, she stood up, she said, you can't tell that I had lipo. And then here go Miss Shamea saying, yeah, that's definitely a lipo outfit. That's a fresh out of lipo dress or whatever like that. And it's like, girl, shut the hell up when you looking like you fresh out of Sesame Street. No, ma'am. Excuse me? Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Then Shamea gonna say, girl, you lost a lot of friends, honey. You lost a lot of friends sitting up there lying, blaming things on your nephew, saying that, you know, it was your back, okay? When we all know that you actually had lipo. And I'm like, first of all, you still own it as though you were at the appointment with her, so you know for a fact that she indeed had lipo when she came on the trip. And then the other thing is, so you and Porsha was her only friends? Because y'all two seem to be the only ones that she actually fell out over. And I'm still trying to understand why she even fell out with Shamea. I can't remember. Okay, because they went back and forth with each other, but we never saw that on camera. Okay, cool. Got it. But still, girl, y'all must be her only friends, because I'm sure she still got a host of other friends, but y'all the only two that she lost on the show. So what friends did she lose? You said she lost all her friends for her lies. Girl, I'm glad you were sitting already in the corner. We're going to go ahead and move on. Next topic is about Kenya in South Carolina. Of course, she started eating up all the food, right? She only ordered food for herself. She didn't consider the ladies. She did admit that she was selfish, but then turned around and said that she wasn't going to go around to 12 different women and ask them what they wanted. I loved how everybody else said, well, girl, that's what a group text message is for. That's what a text message is for. And you could have at least told them, hey, guys, I'm placing an order. I won't place y'all order, but this is where y'all can place y'all order from, and they're going to send it. Whatever it was, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could have did that. You were not accommodating, and it is what it is, and that's what you get. But for you to try and come up with an excuse and come up with some BS like, oh girl, I wasn't finna hit up all these ladies and see what they wanted. I'm not finna deal with Kenya on that. Kenya knows she was wrong. She sounded dumb as hell when she tried to come up with whatever excuse she came up with as for why she didn't get these ladies no motherfucking food. Now, when it came down to her bringing her child, I understood that. She got a new nanny. She don't feel comfortable leaving her child back in Atlanta with that nanny. Don't blame her at all. If it's room for you to bring your child, bring your child, you know. Everybody else wanting to feel away, I still felt like that was dumb. Even Porsha, when Andy said, you know, if you were aware that Kenya was bringing her child ahead of time, would you have brought yours? Porsha said, we would have asked production and da-da-da-da-da. But some part of me feel like, girl, that you should have asked production on the front end if you still wanted to bring your child. Why you ain't still asked them on the front end? And then we never saw you brought Miss PJ on any trips since then, girl. So, I mean, I just felt like Porsha, you know, saved the SHI, but I loved how Kenya got Miss Kandi together. She said, girl, don't try and come over here at me about what it is I did for me and mine, honey, when you happen to arrange a whole jack in a box, a big ass jack in the box, okay? You were able to arrange all that. I'm sure you could have arranged for your child or children to be with you, okay, faster than I could have. So we're not going to do that. And then Kandi was trying to respond, but of course she couldn't get it out. She said, this is not fair that you're not allowing me to say things how they need to be said. Now, I don't know if she was talking to Kenya or Andy. I really feel like she probably was talking to Andy, because at that point, Andy started to hop into the conversation to try and cut the ladies off. And that's when he proceeded to, you know, ask the question to Porsha, or actually to all of the ladies, about had they known ahead of time to bring their child, would they have, and what would have been the procedure. The next thing was when Kenya tweeted out, her mothering is better than my mothering or our mothering, which was a statement that actually came from Porsha. So she was speaking up against that, and then the follow-up that Kenya said, well, are you speaking from mommy guilt or something? Like, where is that coming from? And that's when Porsha tried to jump into the conversation. Kenya was not allowing her to talk. Porsha said, honey, who did you ask? Are you asking me? And then Andy said, no, I was asking Kenya. Kenya said, yeah, the listening ear, honey. He was talking to me, okay? Porsha said, okay, because I'm about tired of this mother cut me off, honey. I'm getting right here with it. Right here, girl, okay? Go ahead. And that's when Kenya goes on to talk about, like, I mean, I don't understand why these ladies putting their mothering issues off on me. Like, I do what I need to do for mine, basically, and you do what you need to do for yours. And then Porsha said, you know, once she said that Andy was about to move on, Porsha said, baby, we're not finna do that. You not finna move on and not let me say what it is I gotta say. That's what you not finna do, Andy. Hear what I say very clearly, baby. Let me tell you something, Miss Kenya, girl, I don't give a mother at all. I take very well care of my mother, the child. Girl, I don't feel any guilt whatsoever. That's all on you. I don't know where you're speaking from, but you're not speaking from out your mouth or out your brain. But you can't be talking to Miss Porsha like that. You're not talking to me. Girl, I said what I said. What else going on, honey? Because she about to make me check her up in this reunion, and I've been real classy. Okay, I've been real classy based, but I'm about to go with her in a minute. So Kandi is asked, you know, why was she up there crying about not bringing her kids when Riley has even called her out for not being an active, involved parent in the past? And then Kandi said, you know, Riley just be talking sometimes, but the way that you came out and said that made it seem like I'm not a good parent. So watch your tone. Watch your tone, okay? I'm just playing with you, Andy. Andy, I am just kidding with you. And I'm over here like, girl, shut up, because Riley said exactly how she felt and what she meant. And it is what it is. It was what it was. And it's continuing to follow you to this day. But at the end of the day, I still think you did a good job with your child, girl. So, yeah, that's it. Let's move on. Kandi also said that she felt as though Kenya was using Brooklyn as an excuse to not hang out with them, you know, throughout the day. And I thought that was very interesting, because I can believe that being the case, because as they were doing the trip, you could look and tell that Kenya was tired. Kenya even said, let's all go to our room and go to sleep or whatever. So I think Kenya was using her child as a way to like opt out of certain events and stuff, because she really didn't want to be around them, but she did want to have a getaway at the same time. So I agree with Kandi on that. So the next thing was about Kenya taking a private jet over a shuttle, and she was like, well, honey, when I looked at the numbers and everything, I was going to end up spending out the same amount. So I was like, let me just go ahead and just fly there and get there quicker instead of taking this bus, sitting on this ass. I mean, the ass that I have is already hard enough. So why would I make it even harder by sitting on this and riding all the way to South Carolina? Like, that just didn't make sense to add up for me. Like, I ain't really like that at all. So I'm just like, you know what? Let me get there quicker and I'll be okay. So when I looked at the price, and I was like, hey, I could do this. So I did it. It was what it was. Period. Let's move on. So Andy decides to ask Drew, like, when Kenya told you she was taking a private jet, why did you feel that it was your business to tell everyone else? She said, well, I was holding her accountable, honey. That's what I was holding her accountable, okay, in front of her friends. You know, that's something she told me in a private text message, but I didn't understand why she just told me when these people here are her friends. And I'm just like, that don't even make no sense. It just didn't make any sense to me about none of that coming out of Drew's mouth. I was like, girl, you're not making no sense talking about you trying to hold somebody accountable, but you won't even hold your own husband accountable. Girl, let's move on to the next thing because you sound like a fool. You foolish. That's when Kenya goes on to say, girl, I have talked to you countless of times. I've hit you up on the phone. I told you about your housewarming party or whatever. Said you did a great job. When it came down to the bachelorette event, you know, I hit you up. You were telling me about your body issues because we had to choose outfits and stuff. And then that right there made Drew get real triggered. Drew said, well, since you want to know and everybody else wants to know, I have an issue, a medical issue, okay? I have some type of things building up in my abdomen or whatever. Long story short, she's talking about how she got to get a hysterectomy. Drew, that ain't nobody motherfucking business, okay? You felt so much to prove a point to these ladies about what's going on with you. You ain't have to let them in on shit. If that's how they feel, that's what they want to think, let them have that. Let them think that. Okay, but I just felt like you did not have to disclose your entire medical record to these motherfucking ladies that already ain't seeing it for you anyway. You over here trying to defend yourself, put your whole medical history out there, and they still not gonna give a fuck. So what was your point? I wouldn't have told them, please, I wouldn't have told them anything like that. Kenya couldn't have said nothing to me to make me want to speak on my medical issues. Okay, you want to talk about body issues, ma'am? Let's talk about that ass. Okay, let's get on to that since you want to talk about body issues. Okay, you could have read her for her ass. Okay, you could have read her for them legs not matching that booty. All right, so yeah, I ain't really like, girl, we ain't need all of that information or whatever. But okay, the next thing came up about Kenya calling Drew a broke BIT. And of course, you know, they had exchange of words about that. And then Drew said something slick like, you know, broke BITs split checks, but rich BITs buy $1 million homes. Drew, you just got on this show. You don't think Kenya bought things that were worth $1 million or more? You don't think so? Oh, okay. And then Drew started talking about money from the box offices and stuff she's made, talking about step up millions of dollars, summa cum laude this, cum laude that. Girl, I got the coins here. And I'm like, Drew, shut up, girl, because all that money that was made did not go to you. All that money that was made did not go to you. And here's the gag for me. You over here referencing, you know, the work that you've done in acting, and I respect you for that. I think that's awesome. But what have you booked since? You see what I'm saying? Like, what else have you gotten? That's what we're worried about, okay? In the words of Nene Leaks, girl, let's not talk about what was, let's talk about what's now. What have you booked since? Oh, you booked Real Housewives of Atlanta. Praise God, thank God for that. Okay, because it was looking very thin for you. But you want to sit up here and talk to this lady like this lady had been on this show for years. And then you want to sit up there and talk to her like you act like I don't know this entertainment game. She knows that you know it because Kenya has been in this entertainment game before you were. Regardless of how people minimize this lady Rose, oh, she just had a little a guest starring role or a co-starring role or whatever on Morton or on this show. Well, she still got paid for that. Okay, she still got her cute little coin and somehow managed to continue, as much as I may not have liked Kenya, has managed to still stay relevant over all of these motherfucking years that she even got the opportunity to be on Real Housewives of Atlanta and been holding it down since. And you want to sit up here and talk about one box office thing that you got going on, girl, that you probably not even receiving residuals for right now. And if you are, it may be a few $100s, which may be good because you can put that away for the kids or whatever. But I mean, girl, what are you doing now? Let's go out there and get you booked now. Okay, we enjoyed you on The Game, girl. We enjoyed you on TLC. I don't even remember Step Up because I don't even remember seeing the movie, girl. What else can we get you working on now? See, you done put out a lot of talk. You done did a lot of talk at this reunion, and now all I want to see from you is the walk. That's all I want to see. I just want to see you walk. What you got? Let me see you walk. In every walk, you need to be picking up a new opportunity. Okay, ma'am? You need to be coming to us, letting us know some of the bookings that you have just received. Okay? Let us see you walk. Okay? Walk into it, ma'am, because you did a whole lot of motherfucking talking. Okay? Good luck. Cynthia segment, they bring up her and Mike. Of course, she's so happy to be with this man. He's going to end up moving to Atlanta permanently. That was something they already discussed, but of course, he has a job. We also learned that one of his daughters did not show up to the wedding. Cynthia said, it ain't have nothing to do with me. That's all I know. Hell, it could have been because she disagreed in the whole COVID wedding. She probably just was afraid and didn't believe in that. And she was like, I want to go there, but I'm not willing to jeopardize my life, even though you are. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and skip out on the plug twice. I love y'all. I won't be there. So, yeah, no, I'm not going to go. But Mike definitely felt a way about it. We don't know the real reason as to why she did not show up to support her father in that moment. I want to assume that it could be COVID until something else comes out about that story. We also learned that Cynthia and her dad had a little issue because what was said about him on the show brought up some old situations for him. And she has agreed to not bring her dad up at all on this show moving forward. She also lets us know that she has yet to get her prenup done, honey. Girl, what the hell is going on with you? Prenup, posting up, get something. And Kandi said, I'm not even going to say nothing, honey. I'm just going to tell you like this, girl, get it done. Get it done, okay? Because Kandi was not going to have a wedding that day. She was going to send everybody home. Had Todd not signed their motherfucking paperwork. Okay, so girl, y'all figure it out, Miss Thing. So the conversation comes up about Porsha and Kandi's friendship. They showed us flashbacks and everything. Once that was done, Porsha said that once they agreed to leave the past in the past, that's all it was for them. So they continue to move forward. And Marlo said she was surprised to see them get so close because they weren't that close before until after the dungeon situation. And that's when she started seeing Porsha run up behind Kandi even more. But it could be that that's when Marlo started paying attention to it more. Maybe Porsha had been doing that, IDK. But this is what Marlo's saying. Next thing you know, Porsha and Marlo talking over each other so much that Kandi can't even finish her statement and get her word out, honey, okay? If Kandi wasn't being talked over, editing was chopping off what she had to say. It was all terrible. Just all terrible. But Kandi did say in the very end that she was cool with Porsha and she got closer with Porsha, especially after seeing Porsha's support Don won at that event. So she said, I felt like this year we were getting a little better, and so I was okay, I'm cool with Porsha, I ain't got no issues with Porsha. And when she said that statement about I feel like this year we've gotten more closer and appear to be on better terms than we have been in the past. That for me confirmed what Marlo was saying. I will say that. That definitely confirmed for me because y'all wasn't cool no time before that. And then now all of a sudden this Bolo situation didn't happen. And then now, and because Porsha knows that you may know by way of hearing or by way of Bolo's mouth, you may know what happened in that room. Now she's trying to befriend you to make sure that you ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying, tell nobody what all happened. So that's just what I believe. I believe that Marlo was right. After the Bolo situation, Porsha did become more friendlier with Kandi, and Kandi said this year I did notice that we were getting closer, we were getting cooler, so it was what it was. So yeah, those are my thoughts on that. So I feel like Kandi confirmed what Marlo was saying in my opinion. Y'all leave y'all thoughts on that down below, honey. Now it's time to talk about the dungeon. Of course, Andy done got his honorary dungeon name, which is Silver Bully, honey. I think it fits him perfect. And then what else did we learn? Kenya enjoyed being chocolate. Porsha also enjoyed Kenya being chocolate because Porsha said, I get along with chocolate. But Kenya, I don't know what's going on with Kenya. Yeah, I don't know nothing about that at all. Porsha also brings up Toya. She said, it came to me, somebody told me that, you know, Porsha was down there doing, you know, messing with the thangly thing down there, girl. She was down there doing a little something. And I'm like, Porsha, why are you sitting up here trying to act like Drew? Acting like you don't remember or you don't recall some things that happened. Why are you sitting up here talking some people had to tell you this or tell you that? Why are you sitting up here like, girl, you couldn't have been that drunk? But I will say, okay, sometimes you can be that drunk where you only remember bits and pieces. I will say that. That could very well be true. However, okay, she up there trying to act like she didn't know somebody else had to tell her what was going on. And then Toya told me, I could have just slid them little pennies to the side. I'm like, who said you did it? I'm sure you probably did. I'm sure you probably did, girl, but all right. So at this point, Marlo said, Andy, I got to speak up. I got something I want to say. He was like, well, what do you got to say? Well, I want to address Miss Porsha because Porsha trying to act like I'm not a friend to her, and I'm just trying to understand because, you know, I've spent time with Porsha off the show, you know, with the cameras not being there. I've done a lot. I've listened to her whine about, you know, her man. I've been around her daughter, PJ. I went to her mama events. Like, I was a real friend to her, so I'm not understanding why she's trying to act like she ain't no friend with me now. Like, what is this all about? And Porsha said, honey, like I told you before, honey, it was no issue. Okay, the issue did not come into play for me until the pumpkin patch. Yeah, that's when the issue came into play. Like, girl, I ain't had no issue with you at all. So what are we talking about here, girl? What else is going on? Marlo says, girl, I just really think that you're a very nasty person and you have the audacity to sit up here and wear a crown. Porsha said, honey, I'm not even wearing a crown, but I'm glad that you can see it. And then Marlo said, yeah, I can see it. I mean, you are a beautiful woman with this new face, okay? You know, we still wondering where your original face is at, but okay, if that's the face you want to rock, I mean, it looks cute for what it is. While y'all sitting up here talking about my lipo, we not gonna act like you ain't getting no fillers and no sucks and tucks all in that face and that body. So y'all not finna try and come for me. No, ma'am. Porsha's just like, but girl, as I've said before, there is no issue. There is no issue, honey. I ain't got no issue with you, girl. I do not care about you. I am not seeing you. I haven't been thinking about you. I ain't got nothing for you. Marlo then tries to loop in Shamea into the conversation. Shamea starts yelling, my name is Shamea, not Shamea with a L, not with a L. Say my name right. And I was like, Shamea, I don't know if it's me, but she just got too fucking loud, and I felt like she was louder than any of the ladies had been on the stage. All because somebody said her name, and it made me feel like, Shamea, you inching. You on the edge of that seat just so you can have something to say at your girl. On the edge of that motherfucking seat just to open up your mouth to feel as though somebody is addressing you, and that lady wasn't even addressing you. When you first came out and talked about this lady having, what, a lipo, that's a fresh out of lipo dress or body or whatever it is that you said, Marlo was dismissing you, honey, and saying, yeah, let the Muppet quiet down, or something like that. She said, or let the Muppet keep talking, or let her finish talking. You were a whole Muppet, or whatever it is that she called you, girl. And now you want to get, like, stop saying my name, Shamea. And I was like, ooh, you're aggravating. It's sad that you don't have a whole lot to say, and when you do have some to say, it be trash coming out of it. Girl, move around. Andy wants Porsha to talk to the situation that Marlo is bringing up, because Marlo is alluding to Bolo without saying it. I guess she wants Porsha to confirm it, but Porsha and Shamea sitting up there clueless, like they don't know what the hell going on. I don't even know what she's talking about. I don't even know. Like, I just, girl, what is this? Okay, what's happening? And then Marlo just tells her, like, girl, don't act like that. You know, I was a real friend to you, and the main person that you had issues with, I see you running up behind them, and they the main person that told all your motherfucking tea, which happens to be Miss Kandi. But yeah, that's all I got. Really, that's all that took place on the reunion. I tried to give it a little bit of energy because it felt so flat for me that I even dreaded doing this review. Hear me loudly, because I'm like, what is this shit? Like, I really sat through the reunion, like, what are we talking about? What are we arguing about? What are we debating about? Like, this season, and I can't say it enough, y'all already know, y'all see it on social media, y'all see it when y'all watch reviews. We did not enjoy this season, and yet we still have to sit through reunion part 3. But all in all, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Don't forget to chime in the comments down below and let me know how you're feeling, what you're thinking, okay? I'm jamithatsme. Follow me on social media at Instagram and Twitter at jamithatsme, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.